Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach, Jeff Copper. Today, I'd like to just talk to you about insights and the difference between what and how, and share a story and an experience to see if I can help you think, if I can help you articulate something if you're trying to work with somebody, because all too often we get kind of stuck. Years ago, back in the 90s, when I had my first child, a buddy taught me that, what you do is you go to a restaurant, you steal the menu, you take it home, and then you call in an order and you go pick it up and bring it back. No big deal. It's pretty simple, basic. Remember this back in the 90s. So fast forward, I ended up moving a couple years later, and there's this great little restaurant about 3 blocks away, kind of in a neighborhood area. And went in there one time and had taken the menu home and called in and said, hey, a takeout order. And they said, we don't have takeout. Now, it was funny when they said that in that minute. I asked them, do you have takeout? I want takeout. Well, what do we have? Do we have it or not? And I had a flashback to the movie Blues Brothers when I think Elwood is in a restaurant and he wants dry white toast, so they don't serve dry white toast. So he orders like a tuna sandwich, hold the tuna or whatever. And in that moment, I said, do you have goodie bags or doggy bags, excuse me? And the woman said, yeah. I said, I tell you what, I want you to put a hamburger and pasta of the day in a doggy bag, and I'll be there in 20 minutes to pick it up. And there was this awkward pause, and then an okay. It's now 2020, and the restaurant has had takeout ever since. Simple story, right? But what I really want to illustrate is I hate going to frequently asked questions on websites because they just give you the answer. Do you have takeout? No. Well, wait a second. There might be another way to do that. It's very, very frustrating because sometimes I just really want to understand what's kind of going on in the background to see if I can figure out a way to get what I'm looking for. That's one lesson. Another lesson is we often will ask people specific questions. Give me this. And we don't really want to understand the backside, the how, what's really going on. And we can't problem solve. Another thing that I want to illustrate with this is when you change the way you pay attention to something, you see things that look a little differently. Again, this is just a small little parable, but I find that this shows up all over the place in our world today. And with regard to people with ADHD, it's often they come to me and they're asking me for a tip, trick, or strategy. And I do a lot more of helping them understand what ADHD is for them to problem solve, because if that tip, trick, or strategy is not working, maybe you don't understand really kind of what's going on. Also, sometimes you're dealing with somebody and you're asking them a question and you're not getting what you want. Well, you can just explain, well, make the story your own if you want about the takeout and say, I'm listening for that how on kind of the backside. Some people would call that out of the box thinking. I don't know what that really is related to this, but the point really is sometimes if you understand kind of what's going on, you can get that information in the background. You can find ways to get solutions that work. Certainly, this is a little bit different tip than what you're accustomed to getting on Attention Talk Video, but I find it to be very helpful and useful at different times, and I wanted to share that with you. Please comment. What do you think? Do you have a better story, or do you have some other insights on how to look at that little parable, whatever you want to call that, my menu takeout story, that we can help other people with? Please leave a comment, and please subscribe to our channel. We produce a video each week with insights to help those with ADHD kind of move forward. So please subscribe, leave a comment. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care.